Hello, friends and enemies, and welcome to part 2 of Wasteland Basic, the bottoms portion. In this video, we're going to go over a quick and easy way to get a pair of pants ready for your first post-apocalyptic event. This can be done in about a half an hour and only requires minimal supplies, so while I recommend putting in more work than I'm about to show you, this process will get you to blend into your surroundings and look the part of a wasteland survivor lickety-split. You can do this same process with a skirt or dress, but I prefer pants personally, so that's what I'm going to be using as an example. Before we get started, I must address the elephant in the room. Blue jeans. You see, there is this persistent rumor that blue jeans are banned, specifically from Wasteland Weekend, and I have to inform you this is not the case. Read over the official website's rules and you'll see there is no official rule that blue jeans are banned at the event. That being said, they are highly advised against. I found that this has caused quite a hilarious debate in the community, and for whatever reason, some people are really fucking upset that wearing jeans is frowned upon. I don't know why, but every year someone expresses outrage about it and they overblow the entire situation as if possessing a piece of denim is going to get you thrown out of the festival. And I've heard the argument, but tag, jeans are the most popular pants in the world. Surely after the apocalypse they would be plentiful. People wouldn't just stop wearing them. Why can't I wear the same pair of pants I wear every single day to the festival that only happens once a year? Well, hypothetical whiny person, you're right. Jeans probably won't instantly disappear if all of civilization falls into ruin. But I'm going to tell you right now, Wasteland Weekend is not modeled after the real apocalypse. At its core, it's Mad Max inspired and meant to look like a heightened Hollywood fictional apocalypse. Ideally, at bare minimum, you should aspire to blend in as a background character in Fury Road, and nothing would distract from that more than a shitty pair of clean blue jeans. They're boring, they look super normal, and personally I think they can bring a themed outfit from a 10 to a 5 really easily. And that's not to say that jeans cannot be made to look the part. They can, but the amount of effort you have to put in order to make them passable just isn't worth it in my opinion. It's a lot of effort for typically very little payoff. So, that's why when it comes to selecting pants, I like to pick something comfortable, a little alternative, and a bit funky. And for this video, I'll be using a pair of moto joggers. So you got your pants, which hopefully are not jeans. For this, I have this pair of they're joggers from a brand called Victorious. I really like these. They're thick, they're kind of a twill material, but they're still breathable and they're very comfortable. So I like to use these as like my go-to wasteland pants. As you can see, these are what my shorts are made of, and this is the uncut version of that. So, personally, I like to work with mid-tones most of all. A lot of people choose black as a base, and I can show you how to handle that, of course. But mid-tones and I guess medium colors tend to work the best for weathering, I personally find. And olives and grays are my favorite to work with. So, this is what we're going to be using for the start here. This is a Color Shot Instant Fabric Color. This is a really good spray paint that is specifically made for fabrics and soft, flexible materials. It's used for outdoor upholstery, so like patio furniture and stuff, but it works really well in clothes. It doesn't wash out. It's pretty permanent, and I've been using it a lot. It comes in a lot of different colors. If you can find the tan color, that would also be really good to use in this tutorial. I do not have it, so I'm going to start with the black. But a little goes a long way, and I'll show you right now. What you want to do, the sun is out so you can really see my shadow. Okay, so what you want to do is just give it a light kind of dusting. Don't get too close to it because it'll go on super heavy, and it's better to work light. Usually I get, feel free to experiment however you want, but I usually do the seams and just kind of border around it. So use this, and this will be a good start. My recommendation is to go heavier towards the bottom, just because we're going to build our weathering thicker at the bottom anyway. At the event, you're going to get, you know, dirtier, so it'll naturally layer with the dust. But that's kind of how things naturally weather when it comes to pants. So that is my suggestion. I also try to diminish things that are shiny, like these zippers. So take care when you have things like that on your costume. I know a lot of people use drab and browns when it comes to post-apocalyptic stuff. I think it's important to do that, but also add visual interest with color highlights and stuff. You don't have to go completely all black, all brown, all drab. That's why I have red accents on my stuff. And I'll show you how to do a little bit of that as well. But you can see the dusting kind of adds, it keeps it from being uniform, and one of the things you want to avoid is patterns when it comes to weathering, because naturally that doesn't often occur with real wear. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish these up. Do it to your own specifications. I highly recommend going light and then building heavy with the black, if that's what you choose to use. And I'm going to do a little bit of bleach staining on these pants. Again, about this much bleach, and the rest is all water. Wear gloves. Spray lightly. Kind of looks like a russet brown color. So that's it for the bleach. Alright, so we did the dark, we did the bleach treatment on the pants, and now we're going to go in and add some highlights using some leather or fabric paint. You can use acrylic paint for this. I do recommend using paint though that is formulated, this piece of cat fur here that I can't get off my pants. I do recommend using paint that is formulated for fabrics, that it's flexible and wash resistant. And you can use a sponge brush, a sponge for this, but I'm going to use my gloved hands, because why not? So I'm using a white for this because the white tends to go on strong and fade, and it adds some nice highlight areas. I don't recommend doing the entirety of the garment covered in this stuff, but it does add a little something to it, as you can see against the dark. I like the way it looks. Super easy to do. As you can see as I finger paint like a child. But it just adds some natural wear after you've already added your dark tones. So do that on points of wear. Like I said, you don't have to do the whole thing. You don't want to make it too patterned, but you do want to get those little areas of visual interest. So you want to be a little asymmetrical, but go. And keep doing this to your own preference. This is actually leather paint I had left over. You can use leather paint or you can use fabric ink. I recommend either one of those. Leather paint is a little bit more expensive, so it feels a little wasteful to use on fabrics like this, but it's very permanent. It does not, in my experience, it does not come out in the wash. So this is what the final product of your pants is going to look like, with the white highlights and the dark and everything. Good Wasteland basic for a nice mid-tone pair of pants.